Good morning.
We're definitely excited to have y'all. This is our second webinar for the day. We're doing four different time slots, allowing everybody to jump in and get the information. We're gonna start at 11:10 exactly. Wait for my project manager to tell me to go ahead, and I'll get rocking and rolling. It's gonna be about 45 minutes to an hour. I hope you have time, and I hope you're in a quiet place where you can write down questions. We do give some time for feedback to make sure we're on the right path, make sure we're speaking to your needs directly. It's okay for me to do a framework for this webinar, but it's even better when I know your goals and reasons and I can speak to that directly. So that's the goal. So welcome again. I'm gonna get started soon. It is recorded and it will be emailed to you. So if you missed something or you need to show somebody else, no worries. And we have 2 more tonight, which are already sold out, full, not sold, but you know what I mean. So we'll keep doing them. 2 weeks, we'll do another one. How we looking, Kyle? What time is it? We good?
1 minute.
1 minute. All right, no problem.
And we're live.
All right, very good. All right. So again, thank everybody for joining in today on our webinar Wednesday, what we like to call it. Today's topic is how to access sponsorship, grants, and funding for your team, organization, group, project, idea. It's all the same. I'm gonna cover grants, funding, sponsorship, in kind. I'm gonna cover all of those things. And I'm always cautious, that the possibility I'm talking to somebody who's already had experience. I'm sharing with you what works for me, my approach, what my success has been, and the things that I'm doing and now showing other people how to do. All right, so let's go to the next slide, please. So I want to start out by knowing who am I speaking to. So I want you to just quickly give me your name, the name of your organization, and whether or not you consider it small, medium, or large. If you cover a certain amount of people, kids, or whatever, just really wherever you decide to gauge it at. If it's brand new, if you're only here because of an idea, just mention that, what your idea is and where you're at in the stages. And then tell me, are you registered yet? Are you registered as a sole proprietorship, a DBA, a LLC, a not-for-profit? Just let me know if you're already registered. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with Ms. Pettigrew, please.
Hi, I'm Ms. Shawn Pettigrew. My organization is called Helping Hearts NYC. We're new, nonprofit. We are registered, and our focus is to help the underserved in our community. We started unregistered we have done back to school drives. We did toy drives. We've done coat drives, giving out food to the homeless. So we started off non-registered, but we're newly registered.
Very good. Okay, very good. How about you, Miss Rachel?
Hi, my organization is Classy Cats Elite Dance Team. We are a registered 501c3. They are a majorette team that travels and competes across the state.
Very good. Okay. And how many years have you been registered?
So we've been registered for, I want to say maybe 4 years. It's just collecting dust. I don't use it. The whole entire grant and sponsorship thing just frustrates me. So yeah, we just haven't used it as the way that we should.
No worries. On top of that. Okay, very good. How about you, Miss Ray?
Hi, my name is Terela O's. My organization, our organization, I'm going to just piggyback on what Ms. Shawn said, is Helping Hearts NYC. So we are newly registered and we've done some events since 2019 in like the Brooklyn area.
Beautiful. Okay, great. And last but not least, Miss Lindia. No, I got one more after that. Sorry, Miss Lindia, you're next.
Hi. My organization is an idea. It's not an organization yet, but it will be. It's called Raising Brown Girls. And it would be a non-profit. Um, and I'm not registered. It came about as a blog, and then so I actually have everything written down in a book, like my mission, my vision, what I want to offer, and things like that. And it targets girls ages 5 to 18.
Very good. Very good. And Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, good morning. So my business is wellness is a lifestyle. I'm registered. It's a small business. It's new, less than a year. And I'm a wellness and lifestyle coach. I help women over 30 who struggle with feeling depleted with my proven 8-step wellness enhancement program.
Nice. And you're based in what borough, if anyone particular?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. And registered meaning LLC or not for profit? Which one?
LLC.
Okay, very good. All right. I'm excited. Thank you, guys. I don't know. You hear other people in their mission and you're like, wow, other people out here doing the work. It's really cool. So congrats to all of you guys. We're in the same boat, next slide. We're in the same boat where each of you had an idea, a feeling, an urge, you saw a need and you kind of like filled that need. The company that is sponsoring this webinar is called Forward March Coaching. My name is Ty, and I was in a position where I was doing the coaching work without the title. I was doing it all the time, helping people out. People ask me, well, how'd you do this or how'd you do that? And I'm kind of giving away the information. And as I move from day-to-day operation program director to like passing the torch, I wanted to still stay involved in helping other people. Your story is a major thing. Who you are, the things you've been through, that kind of shapes your story. So moving into the coaching realm is like, I already did it. I did it bad, I did it poorly, and I did it great. And then when I did it great, I'm realizing that there's a certain system and a way to do it. And I would love to show you how. So that's pretty much what Forward March Coaching is. My background being marching band, and even though I've expanded to other businesses, Forward March seemed to be so appropriate for the name of my company. There's so many ways of tying that in. Forward March is the only command that I'm going to take. Moving forward is the only thing I'm focused on. So I really love that brand as it fits into the story of my life, and it works really well. I've had 2 restaurants. I have a youth center, event space. I have a printing company. I have Forward March Coaching. I have an academic league for education and tutorial. Just so many successful businesses that I've grown because of the team. The team is really strong and really has done great work. I'm one of the ones that believe in outsourcing. I'm that person that struggled with Brooklyn United, which is my youth organization, having the proper paperwork. I'm telling y'all, I was like, I've been funding this out of my pocket for years. I don't need other people's money. I'm good. I took my profits, my money, and I helped make sure the program had what they need. That's how I always operated. Actually, I came from a background where it was a grant-based background. Where I used to work at, when I first started, they gave me $250,000 a year to operate. If you know Brooklyn, you know Jackie Robinson Center. Prior to me being on my own, I was the director at Jackie Robinson Center. So I was managing that fund, $250,000 every year for 15 years. I ran that fund from young. They taught me everything I needed to know. And I share that with you because running the fund meant they already had the grant, but you had to reach certain benchmarks in order to keep the grant. And not only did I reach the benchmarks, but I became the model program for the state. That 250,000 was started at like 140. It moved up over the years. Do you know what it is to have $250,000 every year with a 5-year renewal? That means once you got the yes year 1, you were straight until year 5 where you had to resubmit. As long as you didn't do anything wrong, you're gonna be good to go for years and years to come. So that's my story in a nutshell, quickly. Next slide. So this is your time. What would you do? I'm not gonna call on you, by the way, but please have some answers ready just in case the vibe is not due. What would you do for your organization if you had $100,000? I don't want you to spell it out in specifics, but give me the bold spending categories that you think you would need to cover your organization. Take a second. Try to come up with 5 bold areas. If you had to split it up almost evenly, 20K a piece, what do you think the 5 areas look like? How would you spend $100,000? While you guys are working on that, let me just welcome Miss Erica, who just came in. Miss Erica, what city and state are you from, please?
Hi, I'm from Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, got it. Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
Didn't miss much, but I'll definitely catch you up. So jump right in, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So what would you do with $100,000? Next slide. Here we go. So did you spend it on insurance? That's one of the primary things. After you finish your 501c3, the next thing I'm gonna help you do is get your insurance. You're gonna need it for so many reasons. And of course, you just wanna be protected. Did you spend money on facilities, a location to run your program out of? Are you gonna get free facilities from the local city parks department? Are you gonna partner with the church? Are you paying rents? Are you gonna have a storefront of your own? Do you have to spend money on payroll? Are you hiring staff? Are you taking a salary? Do you need equipment? Do you need supplies? Do you need uniforms for your kids or for your projects? Do you need travel expenses? Do you need to pay for a grant writing department, fundraising to keep that ongoing? Do you need a media team, social media posters? Do you need a marketing team? Do you need a website? Think about all of the areas. So when I call on you, I want you to name 1 or 2 areas that I might have missed that you had on your list. Here we go. Let's go with Miss Rachel. What did you have on your list when I gave you the $100,000?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. If you gave me $100,000, what would I do with that?
Yeah.
I'm sure I will put it into programming, and building out like a homework lab for the girls. I will put it into my building that we already have.
Very good.
Um,
Is there anything on your list that's not on my list?
Uniforms, travel, media, equipment, payroll. No, that's what I would use my $100,000 for.
Okay, perfect.
Can't
Okay.
see anything else? Maybe transportation.
Yep, travel is there. Travel is right there. You
Yeah,
good?
like owning it. Yep.
Yep, I got you covered. Miss Elizabeth, what would you spend yours on?
Yes, I think I would add to your list, definitely personal development.
Yep,
And,
professional development for staff and team. Good job.
Yes, and reinvesting back into the business.
Okay, very good. Miss Ray, how about you? What would you spend that money on?
Some of my things were similar to yours. I had transportation, office and event space, social media, and like a volunteer
Miss
coordinator.
Masson, go ahead, I'm sorry. A coordinator.
Yep, a volunteer coordinator.
Nice, I like that one. Very good. Miss Masson, how about you?
I also was thinking of like a source, because we do things on the road a lot.
Yeah.
So to make it easier for us to transport our supplies or the things we're giving away, or
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
that's my main focus.
Very good. Miss Erica, how about you? What would you spend the money on?
I had pretty much the same things. The only thing different is trainings and getting CEUs to maintain licensures.
Very nice. I like that one. Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, you called on me already.
Got you. Sorry. Did everybody get a chance to go? I think I'm good. Okay. So you have to know what you're going after. Inside of these proposals and grants and all that kind of stuff, they're going to ask you, what are you asking for? We have to be very specific. We have to be able to do budgets. We have to be specific on not only what are we going after, but why. But why? Let's talk about the why. Next screen, please. Skip that. Next. Okay. Let's talk about the why. Each of you guys, one of the main reasons why I asked you what city you're from is because your organization has to be able to describe the climate of what's going on in your city. This study of the demographics has to pull out all of the needs in your community and why you're going to fulfill that need. Even if we weren't talking about not-for-profit, every successful business solves a problem. Every successful business, why you open up a chicken spot on the same block with 20 other chicken spots? I don't know why those still succeed, but you get the point. I don't know why they still work, but you get the point. The whole idea is why I'm opening up because we need one. So in your cities, are the kids doing great in academics? Probably not. Not enough of them, not all of them. Are the schools spending most of their time disciplining children? Yes. Are teachers tired and worn out? Yes. Are programs weak in their approach or in their development? Yes. Why do you need a book bag drive? Why do you need this? All of the things that you expressed earlier, you have to tell the reasons why that you're serving the community you serve. Your ability to express the why is done through certain research. We use the census, we use demographics, we use all types of things to develop the need. Certain grants are only gonna tell you the need first, and you have to provide the answer. So us doing the data work for your company, with your company, to make sure that you explain the need is really important. I want you to think about where money comes from. This next slide talks about where my company focuses their research. You're going after local, state, and federal money. Local, state, and federal money. For you guys that are in New York City, I can speak directly to you because I know your market really well. The deadline is coming up. What deadline is coming up right now in February for local money? Can anybody answer? If you don't know, you're about to find out. It's probably too late. You might be able to get something in a time, but the city council funding deadline is coming up right now in February. Luckily, you have next year. But New York just switched over a bunch of city council people. Brand new people who got into office in January, and now they're sitting over hundreds of thousands of dollars called discretionary funds that they have to distribute this month alone. You're probably not on that list. We're going to talk about how to make sure you get on that list and stay on that list. As little as $2,000 and as high as $20,000 annually, you're going to get from there alone. And for the work that you guys do and what you described to me, it's very doable. Okay? Local, state, and federal funding. There are so many options in each of those categories that we have to research and go ahead and apply with and for you. Then there's foundation. So many foundations. If you ever said, I wonder if Jay-Z gives out Monday. Yeah, he has the Sean Carter Foundation. But how do you get in front of that foundation? How do you get that foundation to read your request? How do you properly submit to that request? There are so many philanthropic foundations that you don't know about. And watch this. You can't even apply to them. Why? Can somebody answer why you're not allowed to apply to a majority of the foundations? Anybody? Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you. They don't allow unsolicited requests. What? So how do they decide who they fund? You gotta be good at the work that you do. You have to be good at the work that you do. You have to properly do social media management, properly build your website, properly have your name in everybody's mouth, and one day your phone is gonna ring. Hey, this is such and such from such and such foundation. We recently had a board meeting and your name came up as potential recipient of a grant that we do every year. Can you please submit to us 2 years of your 990s and your mission statement? We'll be in touch with you. I've gotten that phone call 4 times so far. The first 2 times, guess what? I wasn't ready. I didn't finish my 990s. I didn't have my 501c3. So you mean to tell me that my name was mentioned at a board meeting and they talked about the work that I was doing, and you give away grants as high as $100,000 and up, and you called me and said that I'm an applicant, go ahead and apply, and I'm not ready again. I went home and, I'm being honest, I'm a tearful guy. I went home and cried. When I Googled that foundation, what's the name of your foundation again? I Googled it and saw what their giving capacity was, and they just called me and said, your name came up, please apply, and I wasn't ready to apply. I said, nah, this ain't gonna keep happening. So foundation requests, majority of them are unsolicited. Some of them allow you to apply, but it's a process. It's a process to how you apply, and it's a process to how you get in front of their board members. I'm not gonna tell you all the secrets today. I'm just telling you, we know that process. Then you have corporate giving. That's truthfully, one of the easiest ways of getting money is corporate. That's one of the easiest ways. It's not the largest dollar amounts, but it's definitely one of the easiest systems ever to get corporate. And who's corporate? Everything you think of. If you're from New York City, if you're from Alabama, think about the new buildings and developments in your neighborhoods. Have you ever imagined that these developers, do they ever give back? Have you imagined that if one high rise came up, that the other high rise belongs to the same company? Have you researched who those companies are? If you're in Brooklyn, do you know who Two Trees Management is? Do you know the names of these companies that are developing these neighborhoods and what their give back opportunities look like? If you pass McDonald's after McDonald's after McDonald's, do you know how to contact the franchise owner for that McDonald's? Y'all know the story. You have not because you ask not. Do you know how to research the who? Because when it comes to corporate, my eyes are all over the place. I can't drive down a block without seeing 4 or 5 potential corporate sponsors, because I'm looking at everybody. Who's making money in my neighborhood? Who's building new businesses in my neighborhood? Who's popping up in my neighborhoods? Do you know me? And are you ready to give back? That's the way I look at it. Corporate giving / sponsorship. Why do companies sponsor events? That's a question for you. I'm gonna give you a chance to unmute and answer. Why do companies sponsor groups, organizations, or events? Somebody tell me why. Keep it short if you can, but tell me why they do it.
A tax write-off?
Tax write-off, that's a good one. Go ahead, anybody else? Anybody else want to share why?
To make their name look better. I don't know.
Yeah, you do know. To make their name look better. What else? One more person take a shot at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's good publicity for them.
Okay, let's not be fooled. Y'all got it right. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who handles the sponsorship requests at a company? What's the department called that handles the sponsorship requests at a particular company? Anybody?
The philanthropy department, marketing, some.
Number 2 is the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, 99% of the time, the department that handles the sponsorship is the marketing department. Some companies might have like a community relations, public relations department, but the majority of the requests for sponsorship goes to the marketing team. Yeah, the marketing team has 2 jobs: brand awareness and community give back, and bring in new customers. Build brand loyalty. Understanding how they think is going to make it easier for you to go after the money. You can't sell them, oh, help me help the community. You can't sell them on that alone. You have to sell them on, watch what I can do for you. Y'all hear the difference? Watch what I can do for you. Aligning your brand with mine is a good idea. See, when it comes to that type of language, I'm not selling no more. I'm giving you an opportunity. Because I already did the work and I built my brand to become this thing where you want to do a brand alignment. If you're looking to do give back, if you're looking to do to show that you're committed to the community, then this is how you're going to do it. Does that make sense? Please just unmute and say yes or no. Do you like that? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very good. So don't trust these companies. They doing it just because. Somebody got a good heart. Somebody's like, well, let's not forget. But at the meeting, when they're looking at 10 projects, they're going to fund the one that's going to give them what? The best exposure. That's how they decide. They decide that based off of that. Don't take it for nothing else. I'm in a position now where I speak a little bit louder when I talk to them. Back in the days, I'm asking and begging like everybody else. But these days, I'm like, I only got 4 slots. You're lucky if you get one. That's how I feel these days, change the language a little bit, But now I approach it differently now. I approach it differently. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then the last area of funding is individual donors. Individual donors. And how to attract them, how to engage them, how to keep them connected to your brand and your mission for years and years to come. I love studying President Obama's first presidency, where he talked about he was the #1 president to have the most donors. Not the highest money raised, but the most donors ever. That proves the formula that a little bit of money by a lot of people can do wonders. He broke the record for fundraising by getting more people involved in the financial portion of the campaign. That was very inspiring to me, because if I can get 1,000 people to give me $10, 1,000 people give me $10, $10 is nothing to them. Then I take my kids on these trips to Norway. I take them to South Africa, and I send those 1,000 people thank you letters handwritten by the kids, thank you videos, selfies of us in Norway. What's the likelihood that 3 months later, the 1,000 people will send me another $10? Likely or not likely? Unmute, please.
Likely.
Very likely.
Very likely. Likely that they'll send 10 and recommend somebody else do the same thing. Very likely, because it's $10. And at the last time they sent it, they visually saw the results of their donation. Their $10 helped take 30 kids to Norway. Their $10 helped take kids to South Africa. Their $10 helped us go to competition. So building your individual donor campaign is not a one-time request. It's a plan. Stop fundraising based off of the moment. Keep fundraising as an active, continuous plan. Grant writing has to be a plan. Corporate giving has to be a plan. Before I even move on, I want to keep talking about this topic. Chase the no. Chase the no. Why is it important to chase the no? One person, please. Unmute and share with the team. Everybody that's listening. Why is it important to chase the no? What do I mean by that?
At
You wanna
some point,
know-
it's turn.
go
Go ahead.
I was saying that it's important to chase the no because you want to know what you need in order to receive a yes.
I like that one. I'll take another one. I like that one. Anybody else?
I was going to say more so for consistency as well. At some point, that no will turn into a yes if you keep knocking at that same door.
I like y'all. I like y'all. Y'all don't need me. But yes, I chase the no. Because you know what no means to me? It means not right now. The biggest word in our language, those of us that think like this, is yet. That's the biggest word. Ain't no 15-letter word. I love the word yet. There was a portion of my life where I didn't make $1 million yet. There's a portion where I make 2 million yet. My organization is a household name yet. So a no means not right now. You celebrate your no's. They reply back. You celebrate the fact that you applied, got it in on time. You celebrate they reply back because now you know me. Yeah, I'm on the list of the people you told no to, but you know me now. And now as you know me, I'm about to give you all the secrets, Jesus. Now as you know me, I'm going to find you on LinkedIn. I'm going to find out your board members on LinkedIn. I'm going to invite them to my social media pages. I'm going to constantly post about the growth of my organization. I'm going to write you a thank you letter to ask you, hey, I plan on applying again in 2 years. Do you have any advice for me? You can ignore that letter if you want to, but at least you got it from my letterhead. You're going to remember my colors, my logo, my brand, and my language. My colors, my logo, my brand, and my language. You're going to remember it. And you're going to remember the fact that I said, please keep watching. I plan on being here for a while, and I appreciate your no. This is a portion of your mission. Many of you will never die and not try what's already planted in you. You've already thought of it. You already planted it. You already planned it out a little bit. You have it in a black and white notebook. Many of you already implemented certain things. You're not going to leave this earth and not have given in an effort. So your grant and your funding portion does not have to be an overnight success. You're already crawling. You already walked. You already been through some hard stuff already. This is a system in a situation that's going to take time to grow. So I don't want to be too long with this. Let's go. How much do you think it costs to hire a firm? I know some of y'all. So I know you got bail money for your friends. You got bail money set aside just in case you got to go get a lawyer and have a retainer for the lawyer. You know what that costs. You got to keep some money aside just in case. I'm a Christian most days, but you never know. You might take me back from my old days. When you think about lawyers and firms and retaining them as a part of your team, as a part of your staff, what might it cost for a grant writing, fundraising, it's called development department? What might that cost? Let's take 2 answers, maybe 3. Let's answer monthly or answer annually. What might that be? What budget amount might you place for this team to exist to handle all this for you? Anybody? One person, please. What might it cost? Anybody have experience? You already hired a grant writer? You already had development experience? Anybody know what the numbers look like to have somebody work on this for you? If not, I'll move on. No worries.
I don't know. I'll take a rough estimate.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I don't know, annually, maybe about 25K.
Okay, good. Okay, that's a good one.
It's probably more than that though, but.
Good. No worries. Anybody else take a shot? All right, very good. Good. So 25K is a rough estimate of what it might cost you to have this team on your side. All right, let's move on. Next slide. Very good. That was a very good segment. Thank you guys for that. All right. So I already went through this already. Your business structure. Sole proprietorship, LLC, 501c3. We kind of already know that sole proprietorship, DBA, that's the lowest one. Can you open up a business like that? Yes, you can. Can you have a bank account? Yes, you can. Can you receive grants? It's not a good idea to even apply. LLC, can you receive grants? Yes, you can. You can receive grants for for-profit companies. It limits some of the choices, but you can still receive grants. 501c3 is the direction that most of you guys are already in or the direction you're going. It's the tax exemption, not-for-profit area that you really want to live in. When you hear not-for-profit, does that mean you won't be taking home a salary? Anybody? Can you or can you not take home a salary?
You can.
You can.
You can. If anybody on this webinar thought that you couldn't, it means that I can't, it's voluntary, it's out of my pocket, I gotta figure it out. That is so not true. That's what the hood told us one day. But then when we got out the hood, we learned that the CEO of Red Cross makes $500,000 a year. The CEO, you know what I'm saying? These big not-for-profit organizations, these guys are taking home huge salaries. So it does not mean that. You have to just keep your operational expenses going and flowing within the company. It does not mean you can't take home salaries. Very good. Are you registered with the Charities Bureau? Do you have at least 2 years 990s, the tax forms? So these are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself and be ready to answer when the time comes. Next slide, please. So, what services do you provide the community? A lot of time as business owners, you're not keeping up with the buzzwords. Some of you might say, I run a dance studio. You do so much more than run a dance studio. I do this. No, you do so much more. And guess what? If you don't do that officially, let's talk about how to make it official. Remember, we need to answer all of the needs of the community. So if you do tutoring and homework help, academic support. If you do sister circles and conversation with young girls and young boys, brotherhood development, sisterhood development, mentorship. If you have captains of your team, leadership development. If you're teaching dance or double dutch, cultural development. If you're introducing them to the HBCU world, you're talking about college readiness. If you're helping them prep for SAT, if you're talking about careers, if you have a friend that's mentoring them and she's a lawyer, you have a friend coming into about this, you're doing career exploration. If y'all doing give back or feeding the community, you're doing community service. If you're doing performances at community events, that's community service. Character development, if you're disciplining them, stop doing that. Why'd you curse that girl out? What's wrong with you? You're doing character development. So you have to be very specific about the work that you're doing. And underneath each of these categories, the same way we use certain words to help us come up first on Google, it's the same thing. Certain words stick out to grant funders. And if you don't know those words, it's the difference between a good application and a bad one. So having someone on your team who's an amazing content writer for grants has to help you develop these pillars. What do you stand for? And guess what else? It can't just go inside the RFP. Somebody explain what RFP is, please. Say what it means, please. What's the RFP? Okay. Request for proposal. RFP. It's a grant writing terminology. It can't only go inside of the proposal or the grant or the application. What you put in the application, watch this, has to match your website, has to match your brochures. All those things have to match. So before we even go for funding, we have to make sure that there's a consistency in what we say we do. Very good. Next slide, please. All right. Now we're almost at the end, guys. So thank you for your focus. Now we're going to talk about sponsorship. So earlier we talked about sponsorship and how companies want to sponsor brands that they want to align with. What's the first thing that's going to be said? If you walk inside of McDonald's and you're ordering your food and you see like a group of execs walking through the McDonald's and you kind of overhear them, one of them is the owner, one of them is general manager. You're brave. You're not afraid. Hey guys, hey, you're the owner? Good to meet you. How many other McDonald's do you own? Oh, you own that one too? And that one too? Wow. Well, listen, I shop here all the time. My kids come here after practice all the time. And I wanted to just ask you really quick, do you sponsor anything? Do you give back to the community at all? What's the first answer they're gonna give you? What are they gonna tell you to do to follow up with that initial intro? Anybody, off the mic, please. Anybody, what's the first thing they're gonna say to you?
Probably reach out to their marketing team or.
Reach out means what? Send me something, right? They're going to say, okay, email it. Send me something. So at that point, you can't send something that's going to look like everybody else. You can't send something that's going to be like normal. You have to do it the way the professionals do it. Hold on a second. Let's see what happened to our connection. Did we lose Kyle, Keith? Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Keith, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It looks like we lost Kyle. Can you pull up the Bat on the Apple sponsorship package, please, sir? And share screen real quick?
I will. 1 sec.
Thank you so much. So what I'm about to show you is called a deck. Has anybody ever heard of a deck? Marketing deck and sponsorship decks is the official name internally for marketing teams of the package that you would send as a request. As soon as Keith pulls it up, I'm going to show you what a deck looks like. And I'm going to show you, I'm sorry, I think what you'll see on your own is reason why we get what we get. Because you can't go into that room and sell your project. You can't go in that room and sell your event. You can't sell your team. You have to be able to send this document and let this document sell for you. So I apologize again for the delay, but we're going to go ahead and pull it up for you right now. In the meantime, let's do some questions about anything that I've discussed so far. Anything I said so far that you want to go ahead and chime in a question or a remark before we move on to the next part. And after this part, we're wrapping up. Anything at all you want me to repeat, slow down, or you want to make a comment about?
I do have a question. I'm not quite sure if it aligns with this, but for your board of directors, I know that seems to be probably where my frustration is coming in at. I know you're supposed to have a working board, but
Yep.
I don't want to say, can we skip the process? But
Yep. I'll speak to that.
Process?
Yes, I'll speak to that right now. So you said the right thing. You said working board. That's the right term. Many of us know I could get a board on paper, but getting a working board, how do we do that? That is not properly covered in this particular webinar, but it is something that I talk about, how to develop a working board, how to build a working board. But yes, you're talking about getting it done despite what they haven't done. Yes, you're talking about inside of all the things that we're discussing, you don't need a working board. Will it be easier if you had a working board? Yes. Would you need somebody to still sign certain documents or give you permission? I can't say that, you're recording. Will you need somebody to sign certain documents? Yes. Yes. But do they have to do the work? Honestly, no. Do you want to move away from that one day? Yes. So in a different webinar, I would talk about how to find board members that actually want to do real work to make your job a little bit easier and lighter, because you're already committed to the work. It's your baby. You're not going to leave your baby at all. But how do you get auntie and uncles to come to meetings once every 4 months, every 3 months, and actually follow up and do something? It's been a challenge for me too. I wanted board members that's going to give or get 10K a year. I wanted board members that's going to give or get 10K a year. That was your primary purpose. And then advisory wise, what's the best move for us? Do you like these moves? And what circles are you in that you can help us get in? So not to over talk board development, but yes, that's a topic that you and I can keep going. But you're on the right path. It's not going to stop you. All right. Thank you for jumping in, Keith, so quickly. Let's talk about sponsorship, guys. Whatever you want sponsorship for, besides the research of who to send it to, that's on one hand, this is the other hand, the package. Develop the package, watch this, research who to send it to, then follow up. Develop the package, research who to send it to, follow up, watch this, chase the no. Chase the response. If you're getting a response, you're winning. So let's talk about step one, develop the package. I like graphics. I like branding. I believe branding and graphics is everything. I believe it. Clean, Good graphics. Everybody's not a graphic designer. Please. If they talk about Canva only, move on. Move on. Everybody is not a graphic designer. High quality DPI graphics is a skill set. All right. So your logo, your branding, nice and clear. Your colors, nice and beautiful. Next page, please. That's the cover, the date. Then your letter, your well-written letter that they probably won't even look at. So I'm not even gonna read it to you. I'm gonna skip over it kind of fast because I'm telling you my graphics and my visuals alone sell this package. Next page. Stop right here. What is the purpose of this page right here? From a company perspective, a potential sponsor perspective, why is this page so early in the package? Anybody?
Shows that you already have support.
It shows
And
that
your
we already have support.
program.
Anybody else?
It gives you a picture of what you're doing instead of having to read the letter, like
Right.
the picture.
Right. A lot of people send letter of requests. I did that already, but I already know we're not going to read. Once you see good graphics, you're going to skim straight to the success. I need a picture. What? A picture is what? 1,200. How many words is it? A picture does what? Help me out. Ms. Linnea, a picture does what?
Shows 1,000
picture is
words.
1,000 words.
1,000 words. A good quality picture. What 1,000 words am I trying to show? I'm trying to show before you say yes, I already did this. And I've done it annually. And we have success. And if you're looking for a placement for your brand, this is the place to be. So do you see your demographics right there? Yes. You see families. You see people. You see kids. I'm checking off every box of what you're looking to target, Nike. I'm checking off every box of what you're looking to target, Adidas. Every box, Target. Every box, Pathmark. Every box that you're looking to target and have a stronger brand connection with, I'm clicking that off. Next photo, next slide, please. Then I give them benefits to sponsor. I'm speaking directly to their marketing team. I'm going to tell you why it's important and what you're going to get. I'm going to give you additional benefits. Your logo is going to be on 30,000 community press and outreach events newsletter. I'm going to have signage all over the place. You're going to get media attention leading up to the event. Next. Then I'm going to give you a description of all the events. Next. I'm going to show you more amazing photos of the amazing kids doing amazing things. And here's the page they want to see. Stop right. Slow down, slow down. Slow down. Go up. Demographics. What age group? What professions? What income? What residence? Where do they live? Go ahead. What gender and what race? And your total engagement total, 2,800. Next. Y'all know how this works, right? Nobody likes to be the first. You heard? These sponsors want to know who else you got. Even if they don't act, who else going to be there? Who else going to be there? They want to qualify your event. So you got to put all the past sponsors. And you got to say to them, I want your name right next to Rockaware, you know, whatever, right next to your thing. So you want to be able to show them that you already had support. Guess what, guys? Let's talk about integrity. Let me see. If you work with Starbucks once, one day down the line, ever, you're putting their logo on this thing. It's not every company that sponsored that event is past, let me see, is past sponsors for anything you've done. You go ahead and make it till you make it. My pastor said that the other day. He said, make it till you make it. Some people say, fake it till you make it. I say, make it till you make it. Make it up. Figure it out. But you can't start from nowhere and try to ask for anything. You got to figure it out. Be creative. I'm not Christianly telling you to lie. I'm a good guy. But you understand my point. You got to figure out a way to explain why you put it there. Next page. Now you done set them up. You showed them some more amazing kids, amazing pictures, and now you're asking for your money. I want $25,000 for the naming sponsor. When I first started this event, It was called the Hot 97, the Hot 97 Battle on the Apple. Let me ask you guys a question. Who runs McDonald's Gospel Fest? Who runs McDonald's Gospel Fest? Y'all like, I'm not answering. That's a trick question. I already know where he's going with this. Who runs McDonald's Gospel Fest? You don't got to answer. I got to tell you. It's not McDonald's. Write this down. Irving Street Rep. With an I. Irving Street Rep. Mr. Curtis Farrell. It's an event planning company. Mr. Curtis Farrell has, I don't know what's called, Emmys or whatever the grant, whatever that thing is called, for producing the McDonald's Gospel Fest. How much money do you think McDonald's gives him to run the McDonald's Gospel Fest? Anybody take a guess at that one? How much money do you think McDonald's gives him for that purpose? What demographics is McDonald's trying to touch for that purpose? Anybody want to answer? I know my voice is annoying. So
Minority community.
Yeah. Anybody want to get more specific to that question? Minority community.
African Americans.
Yep. Any more specifics? Church group. Our faith-based organization. So when they say, McDonald's says, we want to show that we're doing something in the community. When it comes to faith-based organizations, give them the McDonald's Gospel Fest. Ta-ta. How much money do you think they give Curtis to produce that every year? Hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. So your naming sponsor gets the front line. The Hot 97 Battle in the Apple, not just Battle on the Apple. $25,000. Next. Your segment sponsor gets $10,000. You want 4 of them. This segment is sponsored by. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a round of applause for the drum segment. It's over. We're about to start the dance segment. Everybody's ready for the Honda dance battle. How does it become the Honda dance battle? Because Honda sponsored that segment because they didn't want to spend the 25. Next. Your community sponsors. These are the people who can't go that big. And your small business sponsors. And then lastly, you sell your tables at $300 per table for your businesses. I sell colleges and career companies like those Apex Tech and those kind of like colleges that are career based. I sell them tables so they can recruit at the event. Scroll down. More pictures with trophies. Keep going, keep going. More, and then again, more pictures of the expo area. Keep going, keep going. More pictures of people in business. And then lastly, keep going, go into the end. And then lastly, fill out the application and apply to sponsor my event. Do you think this package stands out amongst sponsors, potential sponsors? Do you think it stands out? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much so. Every year, my job is only get it in front of the right people. The package sells itself. So every year, my target is get the old people to come back and get new people to finally answer. Every year. I swear to y'all, I've designed that package one time. I edit the dates and the info and use the same package. I add in new logos for sponsors. Y'all saw Rockaway on there. You know that's old. I dated myself right there. Of how long you been doing that package? Very good. Very good segment. Thank you for that. Next slide. All right, I'm wrapping up. What's next? My company has developed a grant writing team. My company has developed a research team. We want you to outsource. We want you to outsource this work to us. We want you to put your trust into our hands that we know what we're doing and we're going to help apply for these things for you. Number one, if you don't have your 501c3, we want to refer you to the right person to get that done. It's not expensive. Under $1,000, sometime under $800. Or we can show you how to do it yourself. That's option one. Option 2, some of you are not ready to write the grant. You don't like your branding. You don't like how strong your program looks digitally. Websites, logos, brochures, video samples, everything about your brand being really built, really strong can cost a lot of money. We're doing a package right now where the value of $2,000 we're only doing for $800. Ty, why are you doing a package that's low? Low don't mean bad graphics. I'm being honest. I'm doing it right now because I want to get 10 people's testimony. I know I can do the work, but the company is not that old. So I need to keep my prices low, just to get you to say yes so I can get the testimony. Trust me, that price won't be $800 forever. Y'all know the today's price ain't tomorrow's price. Y'all know how it goes. I need 10 companies to allow me to build their entire branding package. That don't mean don't vet me. I want you to vet me. I want you to ask me for samples, ask me for this, ask me for that. I'm keeping it low because I want my first 10 people. After I get 10, the price goes back up to $2,000. But I'm looking for 10. My staff already said, Ty, we did the research. That's not gonna fit the budget. I said, I don't care about profits. Get it done and let's show off. Let's show how dope we are. Get me the first 10 people, we'll go back up to regular prices. So I'm offering a branding package. I'll redo everything. I'll improve all of your logos, all your brandings, build your website, build your content writing, make it super strong, SEO ready and grant ready. Next. Option 3, I don't want $25,000 annually. I want to write your grant for you. For the first month, it's going to cost you $300 for the first month. Normally, normal price is going to be $5. After that, we're going to charge $100 per submission after the first month. We recommend you take a package that has $300 a month, those that can afford it. If you can only do 100 a month, we're going to do 1 submission a month. Why? How? How are you able to offer these prices? How are you able to lower it? Because we already did the work. I already had my researchers go research hundreds of grants, hundreds of foundations. We've been at this Forward March coaching thing for like 8-9 months now. This is my first pitch. We've been doing the work already. We've been writing the grants for my organization first. We've been doing the framework and the writing already to cover various industries. This is why we're able to do it at like a subscription price and be able to give it to you. You're guaranteed to get high quality submissions from the research that we did for you or for the requests that you gave of us. What does that mean? You can say, hey, I want to target McDonald's. Hey, I want to target this company. You can do it both ways, either from our recommendation or from you targeting the company yourself. We're going to put all of our clients in this one Facebook group where you get to share your story of the different grants that we're submitting for you. If you hear about one that's federal, one person hears about it and everybody can apply, we're going to apply for everybody. So you're talking about as low as $300 for the first month. After that, $100 to $300 per month. $300 for the first month because we're going to gather all the ingredients that we need for your grant proposal. We want to keep the price reasonable enough until we get a chance to show off. I'm being honest. That's how I work. Showing off is congratulations to our client, XYZ, 25,000. Congratulations to this client, 100,000. You understand volume, right? You understand how many organizations are going to come running to us after we get our first 4 wins. Not 10, not 20. Only the first 4. This webinar is going to be packed after a while. And I'm just that kind of person. The passion and marketing strategies that I have, this won't last long. This won't last long. But I do need the initial people who believe in and trust enough that's like, listen, I'm tired of wearing every hat. I'm tired of being the choreographer, teacher, this, that, the other, and having to find these grants. This is a good way for me to get my grant writing services done without breaking the bank. That's what I'm looking for. The person that's looking to outsource it and not have to do it themselves, trusting that the information you heard today shows that we're passionate, We're knowledgeable, and we have the capacity and the team that can deliver. Next slide. The deadline for these pricings is March 7th. It's called call to action. You know how it goes. You have to be able to give a call to action. People can't just be lingering and lingering. If you would like to lock something in with us, March 7th is the date. That's our deadline. Any kind of deposit. We have different deposits and different payment plans for everything that we do. And after this is over, if you want to do a one-on-one, if you want to schedule a one-on-one and talk about invoicing and all that kind of stuff, that's kind of like the next steps. Last slide. That's it. I made it to the end. So everything you heard, let's go ahead and spend a moment before we get off the line and ask any questions that you could think of. Anything that I said that you want to reflect on or ask about, let's go ahead and take at least 2 to 3 questions, please. Thank you, guys. Anybody, any thoughts at all? So you can just tell me then, which one area of what you heard today stands out to you the most?
For me, it's the deck, because I did see one before, and I started to try to create one of these things, and I kind of gave up on it. So today was nice for the clarity and the confirmation that I'm kind of right there. It's just some other things I need to do, trying to wear so many different hats.
Very good.
But, yeah, this was extremely helpful.
Good. Thank you.
And I feel encouraged to take the next steps.
Yep, take action. That's right. And if you only want us to help with the deck, that's possible too. It's not one of the options that I gave, but if you want to say, hey, can you give me a try on my deck? I have a successful event, or I have a team I want to get sponsorship for. We can go after that too. So yes, decks is also one of the areas. Anything else? Anybody? What stood out to you the most? What spoke to you the most today? As you know, we didn't charge for this webinar. So I'm being honest that your feedback on what stood out the most is helpful. So even if you don't say it here, when we send you the questionnaire, I appreciate feedback. I plan on doing, this is the second one for the day. We have 2 more later on. I plan on doing this webinar every 2 weeks for a long time. This is my business. This is how I grow my team. And I appreciate your feedback, even if you put it in the questionnaire, so I can know if the information is quality, if the knowledge base and passion came across properly. So those are the things I'm going to ask you in the questionnaire. I appreciate honest feedback so I can continue to grow what we do and how we do it. Did you feel relieved that the pricing was where it was at the end? Did you feel like I knew it was going to be a pitch at the end? I don't apologize for that. You know, you're spending time with people, you're sharing them your knowledge, and you're sharing them how you might be able to help. It's like a it can happen or not thing. If you only leave here with the knowledge and a new connection, great. Let's follow each other on Facebook, social media. When the time comes, let's talk. Information is free. One of the points that I made in the last one, y'all heard the scenario about if I put you in a room with 10 millionaires and you're able to ask all of them 2-3 questions each, does that make it automatic that you'll be a millionaire when you leave the room? Yes or no? Anybody?
No, but you have the tools.
No. You know why? Because movers and shakers move and shake. Doers do. Knowledge is not the issue. Knowledge is not the issue. Studying YouTube and Udemy and all the other places, going to college. I know a lot of degree dummies. Sorry, bad guy. I know a lot of people it's just not it. The knowledge is not enough, guys. Y'all know that. Knowing and writing notes is not enough. Fear, complacency, procrastination, those are the things that we have to learn to get past. Trust, spending money and trusting people that they're not trying to get you, scam you. Listen, I don't know what benefit would I get trying to get you or scam you out of 300? 3 million? No, I'm joking. it's just not there. It's just not there. I can't build a reputation off of taking people money and not delivering. You have to build a reputation off of deliverables. And I'm being honest that my pricing is where it's at because I need to prove my case by delivering. But again, thank you guys. Save my number, please. I'll have the team send it to you. Text me, call me, write me, whatever you need. Invite me to your events. I sponsor, by the way. I also sponsor events. So if you're looking for a sponsor for something that you're doing, I'm not promising nothing, but I would definitely appreciate you keep me in the loop. But you guys been great. Feedback was great. Y'all should meet each other also. I don't know if you want to put your information in the chat or something, but overall, this has been really energetic and your feedback was really good. Last thing I'm going to say is this. God planted this vision in you for a reason. Your profession in life and on this earth sometimes is different than the mission that you're talking about right now. But it's planted in you as a need to service humanity and kids and community. Some of y'all got kids, some of y'all don't. Because of that, because he provided and planted, he'll also have provision. He'll help you find the path to make sure you fund it, make sure you have the energy, all of those things. I want to not leave this and not say that part. That has been so important in my life, that the evidence of him finding a way for me to get something done has been so evident. I don't give any of my acknowledgement without giving him the acknowledgement that truthfully, it's not me that's amazing, it's him that's decided to choose me to be amazing. So I really appreciate it. You guys follow each other and keep it rocking. Working board members, I haven't scheduled that yet because I haven't had enough people ask for it. But we could do one-on-one because I'm going through that right now personally. And it won't be no cost for that either. We can do one-on-one. You and I start a chat, talk about working board members. We'll jump on a Zoom. Kyle is back on. He schedules all my stuff. He'll schedule you for a one-on-one. We can talk every Sunday, at once a week, once every 2 weeks to see how you're doing with your board development. So Kyle, please mark down that Ray, Ms. O's wants to talk about board development and how to recruit, train, and get a working board to help her grow her mission. Let's talk about that as an offer also. All right. Again, pray for you guys. Pray for me, please. I appreciate your help. Helping Heart New York City. I'm looking you up for sure. And we'll definitely be in touch. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again. I look forward to the follow-up. Y'all take care. And thank you to my team for sticking through. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Thank you.